Hey, this is Jerry Fetta. I want to share with you a story about something that changed the way that I look at wealth that I think most people have completely backwards. Stay tuned on this week's Wealth Walk. I want to share it with you. Hey, welcome back to another weekly Wealth Walk. I'm Jerry Fetta, CEO of Philanthro Wealth, where we help good people build more wealth who will use it to make the world a better place. Now, I do these weekly Wealth Walks because I like to share what I'm doing and what we're helping other people do. There's a lot of gurus, there's a lot of people out there that are doing videos and this and that don't actually do the things they're teaching, right? We call it big hat, no cattle. Like they talk a big game, but if you look behind the scenes, they're not doing the stuff they talk about. So I like to share things that I am doing, things that my clients are doing, because that is proof in real life this is really happening. Okay. Now I want to share with you a story. This was a story that happened about a year ago. I was traveling, and so I was in Phoenix, Arizona. I was actually in Old Town Scottsdale, right? I was with my wife. We were on one of our quarterly trips, and we're walking down the sidewalk. And I used to be a personal trainer and a bodybuilder. So for me, physical fitness is very important, right? Especially in a business and financial sense. If I meet someone that isn't doing well physically, that tells me probably other areas aren't doing well too, because it's a basic thing to control what you put in your mouth, how much you move your body. I look at that as a sign of someone's, discipline and integrity. And so we're walking down the sidewalk, and I notice we're talking, and I hear this person behind us, right? And I have to turn around. I look around, and there was this very large woman, right? Overweight, very unhealthy looking, and she's eating an ice cream. Right, and so we're walking down the sidewalk, and the reason I turn around is because as she's eating her ice cream, she says something along the lines of, "Man, I'm really building up a lot of energy so that for dinner later. Like she's walking down through the tourist area. I'm really building up a lot of energy for dinner later." Like she was thinking of her food in terms of during the day when I'm doing my activities, I'm building energy so that I can eat. Right? I want to sketch this out for you because this was something where I was like, holy cow. Like, when you hear something and you're like, this is why someone has something wrong. This is why someone's not doing well. I've identified the way they think about something. Okay. So here we have a body, and the body does activity, right? So this guy, he does activity. He is in motion. And that activity is the burning of energy, the burning of what you've put into your body. You're burning energy, you're burning energy, you're burning energy, right? And so she was thinking about this backwards. And it made sense to me, and not to pick on people who are overweight, it's just a math problem, right? Not to pick on someone like this, but she had it backwards. She was thinking, I'm walking to build up energy so that I can eat, right? I am doing activity now so that I can eat. We'll get a burger there later. I am doing activity now so that I can eat later, right? That's not how it works, right? You're probably thinking, Jerry, why is this on your Wealth Walk this week? Think about this. Hear me out. Just hear me out. Hang on a second. I do activity now to build up energy to eat later. No. I eat now to build up energy to burn later. That's the true way it works. The reason I eat food is to get fuel. The reason I have fuel is to then use it and burn it off, right? So someone has it backwards, and they think I do activity to build up energy for me to eat. They're going to end up overweight. Why? Because they associate activity. The reason they do activity, the purpose behind taking a walk, hiking, exercising, is to make themselves hungry. That's what she's saying. Man, this walk is really going to make me hungry for later. It's really going to build up my appetite for dinner, rather than, man, this dinner is really going to give me fuel to go on a walk later. It's really going to give me the protein I need to go to the gym. It's really going to give me the carbohydrates I need to go on that hike. Food is the fuel. Activity is not the fuel for the food, right? You hear this phrase, the means to the end. The means is the food. I eat the food. The means to the end is the fuel. The food turns into fuel that I then use in my daily life to give me energy to do the things I need to do. Not the other way around. Hey, what's up? Jerry here. I just wanted to give you another reminder. Grab my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom. It's going to be one of the best books you have ever read on finance. I can promise you that. You're going to love it. It's also a free offer. So if you go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, you can get that now. I don't exercise to then eat. I eat to then exercise. I eat to then burn the fuel. So think about it like with a car, right? I don't drive my car so that I have to put gas in it. I'm not like, I'm gonna go driving today because I need to create an empty tank so I can fill it up for gas tomorrow. Right? Why would I do that? Why would the purpose of me driving be to create an empty gas tank so that I have a reason to fill it up? No. It's I fill up my gas tank so that I can go on a drive and enjoy the things I'm driving. The scenery, the destination, whatever it might be. So you can see if you have something backwards, it gives you a wrong purpose. It gives you a wrong purpose. The purpose becomes backwards. And when you mix up the purpose or you lose the purpose of something, it really causes problems. So what does this have to do with finances? Right? I'm going to talk to you about that here. When we're talking about finances, it's like saying, man, I really spent a lot of money. That's going to make it to where I need to do a lot of work next week. Like that's the equivalent of this lady's mindset. I spend money to create the necessity to have to work. Right? And if you look at America, that is actually how most people view their money. They spend and they go into debt. They spend money they don't even have, which then creates a necessity for them to have to work. Then they complain about the fact that I have to work. I don't get enough time off. I never have money. I'm paycheck to paycheck. Okay, just like if I do any sort of activity like walking or hiking to create the necessity to be hungry so that then I can eat and I have it backwards, then I'm going to be overweight and I'm going to complain about being overweight and I don't look good in a bathing suit and my clothing doesn't fit and I never have enough energy and I get tired easily and I don't sleep well and all the things that come with being overweight. Okay, so how do I fix that? I need to flip it. So just like I need to flip the mindset to food is fuel. I eat to give myself energy to do rather than I do to give myself energy to eat. With money, it's the same thing. I don't spend to then have to get money, right? I get money so that I can do things with it. I can spend it, I can invest it, right? It's backwards. So if I flip it, what does that do for my mindset? Instead of, I spent money on my rent and my car payment and I bought this and I bought that and now I'm really hard up for cash. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm broke. There's no money in savings. I can't invest. I'm not doing well financially. I better go work. I better go work hard. That's the chain most people are in. Okay, so instead I flip it. I need to rearrange my thinking. I need to think, okay, I work and I do the activity of my work, selling or servicing or being a business owner or being a nurse or being a lawyer or, driving, pizza delivery like I used to do way back in the day or being a personal trainer, any of those things. I do blah to earn X so that I can fund Z. Whatever the thing is, investing, the rent, the mortgage, but I earn first. I earn first and then I behave according to what I have earned. I'm intentional with my income. I'm intentional with my money, just like I would be intentional with my food. If I'm like, the purpose of food is to burn it off, and if I don't burn it off, I'm going to get fat. Simple as that. It literally is it. It's like, if I don't burn off what I ate, I will become fat. If I do that for a long enough period of time, I will become more fat. So I either need to limit what I eat, or I need to burn off more of what I'm consuming, or do a little bit of both. Same thing with income and expenses. It's if I earn X, then I have this much, and that allows me to do these things in my life. And if I do more than I have income for, I'm going to end up financially behind. I'm going to end up in debt, and I'm not going to do well. So I've either got to earn more income or cut down my expenses, or a little bit of both. But it's the mindset of how you view it. The purpose of income is to fuel your lifestyle. You don't live your lifestyle to then fuel your need to create income. That would be backwards. Okay, and here's why this matters. For me, I had to turn this corner where I was like living that way. There's a point in my life where I couldn't afford my rent. I remember when I was, 19, 20 years old, I couldn't afford rent. I couldn't afford my phone bill. I was behind on my car payments, right? I had a flat tire on my car that I couldn't afford to fix. I was driving around the spare. Literally the entire car was just vibrating and shaking because you're not supposed to drive that long on a spare tire. But I was living my lifestyle based on spending, rather than earning. And I only earned because I had the necessity from what I had spent on. It was like past, right? And here's what I had to change because I was living in the financial past. Oh, I spent this, therefore I better go earn. Yesterday, I had this much money go out. Tomorrow, I need to have this much come in because of what went out. That's the past. You need to change to the future. Okay? Tomorrow, I'm going to earn this much money so that next week, next month, next year, next 10 years, next 20 years, I can do this, this, and this with my finances. I'm creating resources. I'm getting energy in to then use that energy wisely. Just like with the food, I'm consuming energy to then burn it off doing the things I want to do. Okay, anyone that's been broke understands this. If you don't have money, your options are limited. If you don't have money, you're not eating organic, you're not traveling, you're not flying first class, you're not living the life you want to live, and you can make money wrong all you want, but the fact of the matter is, it's connected to everything we do, and therefore the more you have, the more you can do. Okay? Just like anyone that's ever been starving, where you had no food, where you had very little food for a long period of time, okay? You can't do as much. You can't do as much because you don't have the energies there. I was watching this show called Alone where they're living in the wilderness for like 2 months at a time, and when they're not eating, they're not doing stuff. They're not active. They're not building forts, they're not hunting, they're staying in bed because they're like, I don't have the calories to burn. I don't have enough energy to fuel activity. And when they did the activity without the food, they would always pay the price later. Just like when you do the activity of expenditures and investments without the income, you pay the price later. Why? Because you didn't have the energy to fund those activities in the first place. So you want to make that shift. You want to make that shift to income comes first before the other things. Okay, now we've all heard the other part of this equation that I want to cover today on this week's Wealth Walk is we've heard this like, live below your means, right? Or act your wage. I don't believe that. I don't believe live below your means or act your wage. So that's not what I'm saying. I don't want you to confuse it with that. I think instead of act your wage, I think grow up. Don't act your wage, grow up. Increase your income and you increase your means. You can do more. You can spend more. You can invest more. You have more energy to use. Okay? But just like with the food, if you don't use it, it's going to come back and stab you in the back. So not only is it, grow up your wage, earn more and get more energy and income in, it's the other part of then you've got to put it to work. You've got to put it to work. Just like with food. It's like, okay, good, I'm going to eat more and I'm going to be this and that with my healthy and my foods and my calories and the good fats and the good carbs and the healthy proteins. And if I'm increasing my quantity, even if it's good quantity, healthy food, I can get fat eating organic. I can get fat eating keto. I can get fat eating paleo. I can get fat being a vegetarian if I ate enough. It would take a lot of food to do it, but if it happened, okay, I have to use the calories. So I have to think about, okay, I took the calories in, I ate the food. Okay, I got the grass-fed steak and the organic Brussels sprouts and this and that. It was awesome, it's healthy for me, it's great, but I need to go burn it off. How am I gonna burn it off? I have this energy, how am I gonna use it? Because if I don't use it, I become physically obese. Just like if I don't use my income properly and I just store it and store it and store it and store it and store it, I'm going to become financially obese. Okay, what is the number one common thing you'll see of an obese person? They're freaking lazy, dude. They don't move. They don't leave the house. They stay on the couch. They limit their activity. Okay, what's the number one thing you see when somebody has way too much money in savings? They don't do anything. They're way too comfortable. They're not going to earn a lot. They're not going to work too hard. They're not going to invest what they have because they might lose it. And that would mean that they have to go back to work and recreate the money that they lost. And they don't want to do that because that involves not being lazy, right? So you have to use the energy. Hey, you want to see a magic trick? Get a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom. I know it's in front of my chest and my face because I want you focusing on the book and not me for a moment before you go back to focusing on me and the content. When you use the energy, it's a cycle. You consume, you use. You consume, you use. Just like with food, you eat it, you burn it. Well, now you're at a flush. So I need to go eat it again because I need to go burn it again. I need to go eat it again because I need to go burn it again. And it goes around and around and around, just like with the car. I drive it, now I need to put the gas in. It's full, I brought the energy in, now I'm gonna drive it again. I'm gonna use the fuel, I'm gonna put more fuel in, it becomes a circle. When I'm like, I filled my gas tank up, but I refuse to drive the car. For whatever reason, I could get in a wreck, I don't wanna spend the money on new tires in 3 years, the insurance costs too much, whatever it might be, okay? Fine, if I'm not driving the vehicle though, I don't need to put gas in it. How crazy would it be if I'm filling my car up and you're like, Jerry, you never drove, right? And I'm just overflowing and spilling all over the gas station. Okay, that's the equivalent of earn the income and I never invest it. I never spend it. I never donate it. There's only a few things you can do with money. Okay, you can store it up, you can invest it, you can spend it, you can donate it, or you can lose it. It's about 5 things you can do with your money. Okay, so if you're just storing it up, it's like, okay, why? What is the purpose? It's like just binge eating and never exercising, and you're just like pre-eating all your calories for the next 10 years. Okay, I'm I'm earning a bunch of income and I'm just gonna leave it and sit there and have a big pot of money. It's just like fat rolls. Okay, it really is. I'm trying to get you to see the picture here. So you don't wanna just save it for no reason. You also don't wanna lose it. Like no one likes losing money. So what does that leave you with? You can spend it, you can invest it, or you can donate it. That's really the only 3 things you should long-term be doing with your money. If you're saving, it's because you're saving up to what? Spend. A big purchase is coming up. You want to spend on it. If you're saving to invest, same thing. I'm saving for the purpose of investing. If I'm trying to donate money, I'm saving up to donate, right? But the saving is always tied to one of those purposes. Nobody saves to lose money. They're not like, I'm saving up to get, basically like completely scammed and lose this 100 grand I just saved. Nobody saves money just so that they can save more of it. I'm saving 100,000 so that one day I can save 200,000. So that one day I can save 300,000. So that one day I can save 400,000. It doesn't make sense. Like why? At what point will you use the money for something? Because it's going to go down in value. Okay, it goes down in value every single day. So I wanted to share this story with you because that was something that in real life, I had this moment for myself where I was like, this is what people have backwards. Okay, with the food thing, with the finance thing, it's a backwards thing. I focus on the burning and the using for the reason of then creating necessity to bring in more calories or more money. Versus I bring in the calories or I bring in the money because I plan to use it. And I want to fuel the activities I'm going to do. And if you made that mindset shift, not only physically would you lose weight, not only financially would you be doing better, but you would enjoy earning. You would enjoy eating. Why? Because you're fueling future use and you are doing things you love with your finances and with your food. So that's all I got for you today on this week's Wealth Walk. I hope this gives you a mindset shift. If it did, comment below, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Hey, this is Jerry Fetta here. I want to thank you for watching my video, watching my content. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to learn more about the blueprint to financial freedom and how you can achieve passive income that exceeds your savings, your expenses, your taxes, your generosity, and build wealth like the top 1%, I want to encourage you, grab a copy of my book, The Blueprint to Financial Freedom. You can go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, or you can click the link in the description of the video here. The copy is free. You cover your shipping. We'll send the book out to you, and we'll send you an email with a bunch of great bonus material also for free. Get the book, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on my next content.